Hey, what's going on today, guys? Primal Sabbath here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Legends LGEX Big Powered Set. This is Diatlas, Sonic Bomber, and I think Roadfire is the third guy. So, that's Diatlas, that I know. I believe that's Sonic Bomber, and I think this is what they call Roadfire. And you can see there's the top of the box. They are little Titans Return figures, heavy remolds. You get this like cool orb looking effect, and I've already taken the paperwork out and looked at the the instructions in the comic and stuff like that. It comes with 3, so each character has their own instruction sheet and their own little comic, which is really awesome. And there's like a 24-page um, lead up to this, like as an online comic. There's a bunch of cool stuff like the Beast Wars Neo Unicron, like it's even gray, like the prototype, like it's in there. Universe Razor Claw's in there. Just a whole bunch of characters. From what I gathered out of this was that like this guy right here, he's a remold of Titans Return Top Spin, or Twin Twist rather. I think they're both the same, so it doesn't matter. But Top Spin and Twin Twist both were like utilized in this, in the fiction for this set. Like they even combined onto Big Powered here for like extra oomph, which was pretty interesting. Like it doesn't give me the usually these Legends comics give me the extra like want to go out and get some stuff, but like that it really didn't. I really didn't get that. So you get some of this stuff that you can't see, but it doesn't matter. It's just letting you know who all goes where. And then you got some nice artwork of the 3 of them there. Like I said, I only got this for Diatlas. I could care less about the whole big powered thing. It's neat, but it's not quite my cup of tea. I never really liked the Transformers that only combined in vehicle mode. But that being said, it's not terrible. So we'll go ahead and take a look at them all combined like this, because this is my least favorite of the modes. So this is big powered. This is I want to say like this was his like ultimate final attack in the Zone anime, the 1 episode. So I believe there was a manga for Zone, and that it may have shown up there a little more. But all 3 of these figures are heavy retools. Like I believe this is Titans Return Misfire. This, like we said earlier, was Twin Twist or Top Spin, or both of them. And Diatlas is a heavy retool of Generations Black Shadow / Sky Shadow / Overlord, whatever you want to call them. So anyways, there's that. They connect for the most part pretty solidly. Like, it's not coming undone. So anyways, let's get that off. Let's unclip him. And this one's really interesting. He's got a tab and a peg and a hole rather. And then he's got some little tabs back here. Oh, look at that. Coming all from together. Let's see if I can fold that back up. These treads aren't really super duper tight. I mean, they're secure. They're not popping off. It's on an armature now to where you can't pop it out. But yeah, the drill also goes in just as a play feature, I think. And if you want to, that's the cockpit. But like Overlord and Sky Shadow, you can keep the head on in robot mode. So, well, let's go ahead and take this off. So the only different thing you're going to do here is just have that pegged on right there. Getting to the tank mode is also super duper easy. If I can put my money where my mouth is. So nothing really like pegs in for the tank mode. It's just, you just make sure that these little, I call them minicon ports, because I mean, they're definitely minicon ports. You just make sure they kind of rest on top of that, and you just fold these wings down, and there he is in tank mode. He was already a pretty chunky shuttle, but anyways, that's it for that. These little guys, the heads kind of have to ride into the cockpits. So there is Sonic Bomber. Actually, I've even got his little head backwards, because I'm a robot mode guy. But I do like this jet mode. It's a really interesting jet mode. I like that it's not reliant upon translucent plastic there. I don't know how much of this is Misfire opposed to what all is new. I do have the Misfire. I just I haven't played with it like at all. I got it, and like that was it. And then that goes down like that. And you peg that on. That's a loose connection. Maybe, well, sometimes it's all you got. Unless this will... Okay, yeah, there we go. That'll set up like that. That's a lot better. And then that's where Roadfire's little guy sits. So there is that. I'm not going to show the base... Well, I may show the base modes. I don't want to show the base modes because I think they're kind of pointless. I don't even know if the original toys had base modes, but for the sake of the review, I'm gonna wing it. I'm not even gonna look at the instructions. I'm just gonna kind of look at them and hope I get them the best. So let's get them all in here for a quick vehicle shot, so you can see them together one last time. And yeah. So next up, base modes. All right, guys. This is their base mode. That's really and truly the best you're gonna get out of me for this. I'm probably not quite following the instructions as well as I should be. I think, like, matter of fact, I think this little guy is these are supposed to be pulled out and down, but you kind of get the point. It's a little silly. I mean, I'm sure there's a way to connect all of them in some form or fashion. If you want to do that and do that Titan's Return, everybody's a base thing, that's great. Like I said, it's not for me. I get these guys for robot modes. So we can kind of, sort of, since we're basically halfway there. Again, another, I guess, problem I personally have with the quote-unquote base modes is, it's all just a bunch of baloney. But we're halfway there. It's like a midway to transformation setup. So there's that. Let's get that out of the way. I think I actually dropped this guy's head earlier, but that's fine. We'll pick it up off the ground here shortly. So let's make sure he's all lined up. There we have him. Hold his little gun. There's that one. All right, real quick while we're here, let's just go ahead and show this little guy off. Get some of that carpet off of him though. So painted up nicely, just like the Takara headmasters usually wear. But would he still be a powered master at this point? I don't know. I always look to see how these are kind of oriented before I pop these little heads in, because I don't want to like stretch one out or anything. And that holds in nice and secure. And he does have a pretty cool looking robot head. Like, I don't know who this guy is. I've seen the Zone episode, but I really couldn't tell him apart from necessarily anybody else, but he looks cool. He's probably my favorite out of these two guys. Speaking of these two guys, let's see if I can remember. This comes off super easy, and that's an issue that I do have before we get too far along into this. This waist is just not the best waist, unfortunately. And it could just be mine. You know, I could have a faulty copy. That's always likely. But anyways, I don't know how much of this engineering he shares with Top Spin Twist either. So a lot of this is fairly new to me. Also, like, okay, I'm gonna get this rotated correctly one of these days. This doesn't really clip in super securely, so that is something to kind of look out for. I do like the way these arms transform, though. Like, I think this is pretty baller. Just fold that out, close that up. I think that's neato. So, something I do want to talk about. This guy, Roadfire, I think, is what he is. Who he is, rather. Definitely my least favorite of the three, because he's just got a lot of loose junk going on. And I don't know if his, here, we'll just kind of keep those flailed out to the side, because I think they are. I think they're supposed to be. His little knee pads. Get his little head-on guy out of here. Come on now. Okay, real quick, look at him. There he is, my little guy. Will it focus? Come on. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. That's about as good as you're going to get. So, there's that. I don't know if this is a new head for him or not. So let's just put that in there the way it needs to be. And this, like in the comic, he kind of holds it like a hammer in some cases. So I'm just going to have him hold it like this, even though it's being gripped ever so loosely. That's just kind of how I saw him hold it. I mean, he can also hold it like a traditional gun too, but this is just to satisfy my urges. So there's that. And for Atlas, easily the best. Let's go ahead and get all this. Well, I say he's the best. He's definitely not without problems. If we can just go ahead and get right on into it. Get all this folded down and around. Very Titans Return, whatever this mold was, you know it. And then, like, this is a tough click. It still didn't go in. Come on. Come on. Ah, there we go. But it's still got a little rock to it. It's tough to clip in, and it is tough to pull out. So those can be some. Oh, I think that's for base mode. So you know, it's a rather loose swivel in there too. So your mileage is definitely going to vary on that. It's not awful, but it is a problem. Let's see. Let's get his little hands out, and then just fold that back. I don't know. Does this stay up like this? Maybe it does. We'll leave it like that, just for good measure. And then I think that is supposed to fold down. Okay, yeah. That's as far as it goes. This little piece up here, oh, you can't see none of that. This little piece up here moves. So keep that in mind when you're messing with it. Let's see. And then the wings are very parts former-esque, so which is fine because like they come off to become a shield anyways. So I think the original wings were parts formery too, so it really doesn't bother me all that much. But there's the big guy. Let's get his gun in his hands. So yeah, let's get him all squared up, if he will. Oh, he's kind of, there we go. He was sort of leaning to one direction over the other. So real quick, the weaker of the two. This is him. This is what he looks like. Let's turn that down a little bit. A lot of white plastic and white paint all over the place. Paint apps are all pretty smooth. There's nothing, like, there's no overspray. There's no real complaints I can give on the paint. Like I said, this guy is just loose all over. Like the knees are loose. This thing slides off way too easily. Definitely my least favorite of the set. And if this is your favorite character for whatever reason, sorry. So he can hold his gun in a plethora of ways. So you can do that. And it's also got a little moving turret thing on it. But anyways, I saw him kind of carrying it around like this in like 2 panels. So that's how I'm going to kind of keep that. Anyways, it's not the greatest, unfortunately. But it's also, like, I didn't like him anyways, so it's not enough for me to send the set back. So there's that. Now this is, like, the Sonic Bomber. This dude's pretty cool. I liked his jet mode. It was a pretty sleek jet mode, but in robot mode, very, very colorful. He's even got some, like, little kind of ankle rockers here. These pieces are made from, like, a softer material. I don't know if you can even see... looks like there's some kind of like weird stress or polish or something like that on that ball joint, but I don't think it's a ball joint because it doesn't rotate, but it feels like a weird, like a softer material, which is kind of sort of strange, but I mean it works. But it gives him just ever so slightly of a rocker, which I think is pretty cool. But all these reds and whites on his arms and his fists, and holy crap, I got one with 2 right hands. That sucks. Ooh. Well, I can always send back for a replacement. unless they all have right hands, which is just the worst. You know, quality control. Can't get too mad at it. You know, it's not a perfect thing. But the head sculpt is nice. The paint's nice. I dig it. So, 2 right hands aside, and he's got a pretty cool looking little rifle. So how come that one couldn't have 2 right hands, man? That's the one I wanted to not have. Anyways, so Die Atlas, real quick, since we're this is a long one for us. I like him. Is it perfect? No. But I mean, it's also like for all 3 of these figures, it was like $155. Got them from Agabus, so and like I said, I think they were the cheapest ones from like my research. They were definitely the cheapest ones to get them shipped. So let's see. Anyways, Die Atlas, like I said, he's got the waist problem. It's got a little bit of a it's a little too loose just for like my liking, but it's not gonna, you know, you have to manipulate it, so it's fine overall. All the joints seem to be pretty stiff. I don't like these hollowed back legs, but because they're on the back, it bothers me a little bit least, but it's not that they're just back hollow, they're also side hollow. So, you know, you kind of got to keep that in mind, I guess, when you're posing him and you don't want him to, you know, have like nothing there in his legs. But it's a lot of that's due to the retooling, and like most of the tank had to come apart and come away from that. So there is that. I do like these little wings that, let's see. So you can tab them together like this, and you can get the Z shield or whatever they call it. I don't know what they call it, but it's like a boomerang too, I think. It's pretty crazy, but anyway, so you can get that going for him. Personally, I like leaving that tabbed in on his back. So that's kind of it for me. Like I said, it's a good set, I think. The remolds are very extensive. I think it's going to look good with the Star Convoy that's on the way. They even teased in the comic, and Takara teased today as of this recording, or yesterday rather, that they're going to be doing the Super Megatron, or is it Marauder Super? I don't know what it is. It's supposed to be some kind of unreleased Megatron. So really cool that they're going to be kind of knocking that out too, I think. So getting a lot of cool stuff out of Takara, in like, you know, in the exclusive stuff. Hopefully Hasbro ports it over, but we'll see. Other than that, it's a soft recommend for me. Like I said, I only wanted it for Die Atlas. Sonic Bomber is cool, minus the 2 right hands. The red guy, I could care less about him. If, you know, you've always wanted, I guess, the original, but because it's, you know, pretty pricey or just hard to find or whatever, this is a fantastic alternative. It's kind of that blocky G1 aesthetic, and I feel like it would fit in with, you know, whatever you kind of got going, especially if you've been buying up the last, you know, 3-4 years worth of product. It'll work. So anyways, that is it for Big Powered. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I definitely enjoyed it. Got some Beast Machine stuff that I've been putting on the back burner for too long now that I'd like to finish pumping out. So that's what we'll be taking a look at next. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.